Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
What up, Houston?
H-Town!
Save the best for last.
Man, I'm over here trying to.
Always.
I'm over here trying to share it. There we are. We're
There
1 minute in.
We're going live.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome into Sports with Balls, guys.
I'm going to share it now.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Well, because
Thank you,
before,
man.
like you
We
said,
need
we were.
you.
You're all just staring at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't.
I got to
paying
share it
attention.
too. I mean, you know, it's quick. It's quick. So, hey, if y'all are paying attention, y'all share this right now.
Share.
Right now.
No.
All right.
You're damn right.
Welcome to another edition of Sports with Balls, Monday night here at Prime Social. We love this
Yeah.
place. It's packed, too.
I know. Super busy. When I got here, there was like 7 tables already going. They had some tournament. Badass. I love this place, man. This place is really cool, and it's got really good air conditioning.
It does. I was so hot outside.
Like, I mean, if nothing else, y'all come here. There's no cover charge. The AC is great in here. It's 7801 Westheimer. This is Prime Social. This is where we come from live on Mondays. This place is amazing. The guys here are great. They've got incredible deals. They've got food. They've got a steak night on Mondays.
They do have steak night on Mondays, but how was y'all's weekends, Jeff? Jeff, what'd you do this weekend? I know you had the kids.
The kids,
or-
I set up my own little boxing gym.
Oh, yeah. You said you were
did?
turning into Rocky.
I did. I
saw
filled
that.
up
How
my...
many swings do you
Man,
think you got
look,
in?
Look, I cleaned out my shed. I'm sitting in there working out, sweating because, I mean, you know, I got to lose a few pounds. The COVID-19 got me. So,
It's like the freshman 15.
yes.
But you're good. You're good.
And then, so I was like, how can I have some weights? And I looked over and I've got a bunch of empty gas cans from a hurricane from a long time ago. So I was like, let me start filling these things with water. So I filled them with water, put a rake
Nice.
bar in between them, and started
Smart.
doing curls. I felt like Rocky. I had boxing gloves. I'm in there jamming. It was awesome.
You
How
showed us
about-
that video. It took you about a minute to get to it.
Yeah.
You got a big ass backyard, dude.
Dude, Jeff sent
he
us
was
a video in
walking
the
with
group
the
text.
phone. I was like, where is he going?
I know.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like, man.
I got to put a basketball goal back there for my son.
that
So.
just
Man,
that
you
just
could put
tells
a
you how
full court
big
back
it
there.
is when he said, I just
Yeah.
put up
Yeah.
a court.
What'd y'all do? Lauren, I know you went to New Braunfels. Got a little lake action or river action.
Yes, my favorite place ever. Love the river. Had a girls' trip out there. It was a nice getaway.
And Grant and I were trying to discuss how you chug a beer.
Shotgun.
Shotgun a beer.
Yeah.
So we were. You've never done that?
No, I don't like beer. I don't drink beer.
Well,
at
like
all.
we said,
So
I do not.
can't
I
stand-
would be
Not-
shocked
if you
if
saw
you
it.
did that and you said you had done it before. I'd be
It's
shocked.
funny you say that because
Well-
Joe and Chris and I were texting and Lauren was on there about we all said because Joe Applewhite has a place in New Braunfels and he was
Okay.
like, come on. So when we go down there,
Yes.
we'll do an SWP trip. You are going to shotgun a beer.
Oh, I don't know
Oh
about
my
that.
god.
If I shotgun a
That
beer,
would be
if I do
amazing.
that, Grant, can I put something on you?
Oh, little dare.
okay.
I love it.
Okay.
Since you're bringing this
We're
up,
getting it like this.
if we go out
I didn't
there
bring it up, but I mean that's cool. I can play along.
shotgunning a beer.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I feel that it's equivalent that if you can't picture me shotgunning a beer, I can't picture you doing a keg stand.
Oh, okay.
Can you do a keg stand?
did-
Have you ever done one?
I went to college.
You're so tall. So
I went to
feel
college.
Like,
You did a keg stand.
I went to college. Yes, I did.
okay. All right.
They probably weren't very
All right.
Dude, we
successful.
did that in
They probably
high
weren't very
school. We had high
successful.
school parties at my parents' house. We got busted on that one.
I was a
But-
good kid.
Well, you
in high
said that you
school.
lived right, or you were out by Green all the time growing
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
In San Marcos all the time. But listen, welcome
that
to y'all.
place.
This is Sports with Balls. I got Lauren Leal here along with Grant Miles. What's
What up?
I want to say thank
What's
you guys for
happening?
watching us. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff today. There's all sorts of weird stuff that went on.
Mm-hmm.
It's from an MLB team losing a player, which I've never heard of in my life, but they
That was
did.
weird.
You're right. I know.
They
Everything.
did, but you know, let's kill them with the LLs. What you got?
Yeah. So first off, we got The Rock, the infamous Rock. It came out this morning. We all know that where this was going. When I said The Rock, the XFL filed for bankruptcy in April, and after getting off to a good start before they were folded, they folded. Today it came out that The Rock has bought the XFL for $15 million. Woo!
What a deal. $200 million
know.
invested by WWE, them $200 million investment, and they sold it for $15 million.
That's
Like the
crazy.
opposite of Jerry Jones.
And
That's
you think
crazy.
about
yes, absolutely.
you think about this
Absolutely.
offseason with all these contracts with NFL players, MLB players, and whatnot. But like, then you think of this, and you're like, that seems like nothing.
Well, that's what I'm
50
saying.
mil, that's
He bought a
nothing.
sports league for $15 million. Like,
I
think
know.
about that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Now let's
to
see if
me.
he takes it somewhere.
Well, here's my
Yes.
problem. Not a problem with it before we move on. Is just The Rock is an entertainer. So I hope he doesn't turn this into an entertaining league. And he's been a wrestler forever. So storylines, all that. I hope he just doesn't turn into that. Who knows what his backdrop is and what he wants to do with this. So we'll see.
That's right. Because, McMahon was the one who had it first, and all the stuff that he's done in the past. Moving on to the next is the St. Louis Cardinals. They have had to cancel their games because they've had 13 members test positive. So that's 7 players, 6 staffers. Unfortunate for them. Moving on to the NFL, where Jordan Reed, elite tight end for, it's weird saying, the Washington football team, the
Washington
Redskins,
football
now
team.
is with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
So good for him. And lastly, so the NBA, all these protocols have been so weird for MLB, NBA, and the NFL's like making all of them for when season starts. The NBA, they can return.
Retoot.
They get a buzz. I
Return.
like it.
They can
Need your Red Bull.
That's the
He's
problem.
got my drink
That's the
today.
problem.
I know. We should have got Lauren one before the show gets way better with Lauren on a couple of Red Bulls.
Okay. Thanks a lot. No, so
Y'all
they
see
can,
Lauren
they
out,
can
get her a Red
return,
Bull.
return to play quicker. I was gonna say when they drink a Red Bull, whenever they test negative.
Golly.
Within 24 hours, you used to have to quarantine for 4 to 10 days or so, up to 48 hours or more. Now, if you're tested negative for 24 hours, you can return.
Yes, that's
So-
nice. I'm not opposed to that at all because before it was 10 days. Now you go home, wait 24 hours, take a
Right.
test, you're negative, you can come right back to the bubble.
Which makes sense. I mean,
It
if you're
does.
negative, why does it matter if you have to sit at home and wait? I mean, it's
There's
or
one other
your
thing I want to
resort
bring
hotel.
up about the bubble. Obviously, the NBA is doing it right. NFL's trying to get through protocols, trying to figure out how they're going to do it. MLB is,
Struggling.
We are going to get into that in a little bit. They're having a rough
a
time.
mess.
The NHL did 7,000 tests so far, 0 positives.
Yep.
That's, I mean,
says
whatever
something,
they're
man.
doing, they're doing it right. And with the NFL, real quick, the Saints came out and said that this coming up week, they're going to rent out four floors of the hotel for all their players and staff, and they'll separate everybody, and they're going through it. I mean, they can't even go to their homes. They're going to rent out 4 floors, separate everybody, and be ready to go. So they're taking precautions like that, which I thought was pretty good idea.
Well, the bubbles obviously are the way to go. MLS, NHL, NBA, having them segregated where they are on their own turf and they're not having interference from the outside, players leaving, anything like that. The bubble in this condition where
They
we're
called
at,
it sequestered.
sequestered is the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
And one
it,
time
it's working.
at band camp,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
camp,
But hey, we are
absolutely.
coming to you from this awesome place every Monday night here at Prime Social. Like Jeff said earlier, 7801 Westheimer. You
Yup.
can come and get a membership, and you mentioned Sports with Balls. You can play for an hour for free. You can choose to get a hat or an awesome shirt or get half price food. And speaking of food, they got some awesome deals tonight,
Man.
right, Jeff?
Do they? They
I mean, they do. We had some last week. It was
Look, Gabe's
delicious.
gonna have it
They'll
back
have it
out
again.
Gabe's gonna have it back out here in a little bit, man. But on Monday nights, there's steak night here at Prime Social. New York Strip, $22.99. You get mashed potatoes, asparagus, and if y'all saw the show last Monday, he brought it out. It was flat out phenomenal. New
Oh,
York
so
Strip
good.
and the ribeye, $22.99. The filet mignon, only $19.99. Double bone-in pork chop, $14.99.
I know your mouths are watering, and it also starts at noon.
Yes,
like you can come
12
during the day.
o'clock.
Yeah,
So
Jeez.
yeah, Mondays. Mondays. Look, we're all in this little weird point in everybody's lives. Mondays are like a Saturday. So what
Yes.
what are you doing on a Monday? Come get your poker on, get your drink on, get your eat
Right.
on.
yeah, and get some money in your pocket too
Win
if you're
some
good
money.
at it.
Yeah.
I can't. I
have
would
you
lose
have you
it.
played?
I'm terrible.
Are you? I'm
I'm
bad
terrible.
too.
Really?
I'm real
I'm
bad.
awful. Yes, I've tried it before and it
Lord.
doesn't work out.
Lord, it's not even worth me asking the question if you're good at poker or not. Lord's like, like you'd be giggling the entire time.
Probably.
Oh, I bet her tail is real easy. She gets a card, her eyes get all big.
Yeah.
But hey,
Oh,
this,
going all in, yeah.
Well, hey, this show also wouldn't be possible without Prime Texas Metal Roofs. Whether it's residential or commercial, you can count on Prime Texas Metal Roofs for any and all of your roofing needs. Call them today for a free, no-obligation estimate at 832-755-1440, and that is Prime Texas Metal Roofs. And also, we want to thank our guys at Thiessen Law Firm, and here's what I need you to do is put this number in your phone. That is 713-864-9000. That's the direct line to Thiessen Law Firm. They'll help you out whether you're facing a DWI, a divorce, an assault charge, or any legal curveball. Their super lawyers are obsessed with winning. They'll make sure that they protect you and your rights. Give them a call at 713-864-9000. Also follow them on social media at Thiessen Law Firm on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
And of course, this is final this time, right?
This is final.
Okay.
This is final. Yeah.
Saving the best for last. Construction Concepts. Construction Concepts is changing corporate culture one design at a time. From hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities, their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Please give them a call at 713-589-2682 or at buildithouston.com.
I love that.
There we go. Every time.
Mark and Josh over there, great guys, man. I love that. Well, let's get into some sports, y'all. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
Of
go. You already
course,
got the hot topics out of the way. Let's hit up with some NBA where the Rockets beat the snot out of the Mavericks.
Let's
I don't know if I would say snot.
let's back up on the snot.
Okay.
Let's back up on the snot there.
Listen,
Yeah.
Harden had
We saw-
49. Porzingis had 39. This was the opening game. This was the big, this was their big draw. Now, look, people are forced to watch the Rockets now, as before they weren't, because every game's on national television,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're playing this small ball, which everybody's buying into, and
Right.
or at least the team is buying into. And then we went out yesterday, and the Rockets shot 63 pointers, bro.
61.
This is unreal, and
It's
that's
crazy.
why I just
Yep.
it's hard for me to jump in on board with this because you live and die by the three, and every time you say that, it's on the losing side,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So here we go again. Small ball, live and die by the three. We did beat Milwaukee, which I heard this guy on the radio today. Man, he was so obnoxious about how unbelievable the Rockets are. Look, Milwaukee didn't even have their starting point guard.
Right.
I mean,
So-
and they were up by 10 at one point. They almost beat us, without their starting point guard. It's rough for me to buy in yet on the Rockets.
So what I was going to say, and to your point, is that, yes, they won the first two games. It was great. But the first game, you come back, and it's in overtime. You know, we finally started seeing Harden play really good defense in the fourth quarter. And then this last game against the Bucks, he really stepped up his defensive game. But Houston trailed 138-131 with 45 seconds left before tying it up and going into overtime on Friday night against the Mavs. And I'm curious to hear what your take is on this, because I know we were going back and forth between Harden, Luka, who's the better guy. They play the same format. And everything like this. And also, I want to ask you guys about what y'all think of this virtual seating, because we haven't had a game since the
loved it.
NBA did start. I love it.
Well, let's get
It's
into
so
how the
fun.
Mavericks are 0-2. And
They are.
And made the
And it's-
playoffs.
and it's tough. I know. I mean, the thing that was hard for me to get by is the Mavericks scored 149 points against the Rockets,
Yep.
and they lost. Mm-hmm. That's hard for me to gather.
85-75 at halftime.
149 points, and you lose an NBA game.
That shows the defense right there.
Once again, yeah. I mean, the Mavericks, look, if the Mavericks it's the fundamentals. You play basketball. It comes down to the fundamentals. Rebounding, defense. Mavericks blew a box out. They lose a rebound. They tie it on that free throw.
Yeah.
We go into overtime. All you got to do, I'm not saying all you got to do, because playing in NBA is difficult. They're all great players. Rebound the basketball. Mavericks win that
No
game.
reason Covington should have swam underneath there
No.
and put that back in. On the reverse side.
I watched the replay. No box out at all.
Zero.
None. He comes around on the other end, gets it. That's why you do those fundamental drills all the time in basketball. But yeah, Mavericks scoring 149. They're 0-2 right now. I'm not tripping out about it. I'm not worried.
No, me and you talked about this because it's sort of like a preseason.
Yeah, it's a preseason, but
the Mavericks
that
already
doesn't
in the
look
playoffs,
good.
so why stress about it? You're already in. Now, are you going to have to play the Lakers or Clippers?
Well, that's
Maybe.
the thing. You're trying to figure out what your seeding is,
Yep.
and at this point, the Mavericks, right now they're playing the Clippers. If they were to
Rockets
play
went
in
from
the
6 to
playoffs.
4.
Correct,
already,
yeah.
You know?
I know, right? Yeah, they jumped
Yes.
up just that quick in 2 games. It's crazy. But
Yes.
I like what you said, too, about how all the eyes are on the bubble right now. So regardless of what team you're rooting for or
It's
what
on.
team you have,
They
rooted
start at
for
2 o'clock in the
you
afternoon,
have to.
go all day, and they're only on one channel. It's either ESPN or TNT. And
Right.
you're,
You got to keep your eyes on it regardless. Like other commentators, other beat writers or reporters, like they have to keep their eyes on the bubble at all times. It's great. So they really don't have that biased opinion.
And going back to your virtual reality, I love this, man.
I do too.
Look,
Me too.
I'm gonna buy one of these VR systems because you can sit you can put this VR system on and be on the floor, right? So if you have yours on at your couch and you have yours on at your house, we can all sit like we're sitting right now and talk to each other and be on the floor at the basketball game.
Right.
And
Right.
it shows you in the stands.
Right.
That's so
That is
cool.
phenomenal.
Well-
because listen, if you ever go to the Lakers games or watch the Lakers games on the TV or some of the other teams do it too, but they black out the crowd, right?
Yes.
So generally speaking, all you see is the floor anyways.
Correct.
I didn't see much difference between the NBA games with the pumped-in crowd noise
Right.
and the regular ones.
Right.
Because every now and then they'll scan the crowd, right, in NBA
Yes.
games. Different than MLB. MLB, you have time between pitches, times between this, and then they scan the crowd. In the NBA, it's constant action. So it's
Well-
constant on the floor.
And it's not much
Yes.
movement. You put it right on the floor. You're not having to pan up and down or left to right very much. You're just following the ball.
But then again, why do we like this so much, guys? Because it feels like you're in the game. It feels like you're in the game.
I'm gonna go buy one of those virtual realities ASAP.
Well, my niece, Bliss, she had one time, and I put it on, and I watched a sample, like
Did
a
you?
game.
It's cool, huh?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
If you guys are out there, and if you have some virtual reality things I forget. There's one called I forget the popular one.
I don't know.
It starts with an O. But anyways,
They're awesome.
I'm super intrigued to go look at it like that, and it'll show your picture out there. I found, and this is hard for me to even say, but I found the NBA more entertaining to watch than baseball.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know Grant. I know
Yes.
Grant agrees with that
I know.
100%.
I know.
I just baseball without
Boring.
It's not boring.
Well,
It's
the
boring.
commentators are having to come up with, more and more stories that, they're not, that's not what their forte is. Their forte is calling the game. And then there's usually, in between inning stuff going on, and there's kiss cams, and there's this
Right.
and there's that. It's all energetic, and there's fans everywhere. But they don't have that anymore. And they're doing the games not even from the stadiums. When we were playing in the Angels, the Astros were playing the Angels,
Yeah.
they were doing the broadcast from Houston.
right.
And it's different.
It's
You're
when
not
they're
you're
away.
not there. You're not in
Right.
the stadium. You're not feeling the energy. It's just so it's hard for them to get energized. And I totally get it. The NBA, there's constant action on the floor, so the cameras were constantly on the floor. I didn't see too much of a difference, and I actually found the virtual reality thing pretty cool. Like Dirk Nowitzki was watching
Yeah,
the
I
game the
saw
other day,
that, yeah.
and it shows his picture,
Right.
him sitting at home, watching the game.
I was watching a game last night. Some dude was watching it in a banana suit. It was, and then he put his dog there. So his dog was sitting in the chair
Yeah.
watching the game. So I had the dog
I
on
had
it.
to
It was
ask
great.
myself, is
I
this
do-
the future?
I do have to say, I love hearing it too, because it feels like a college tournament
Yeah.
where you hear the sneakers, you hear the guys calling each other.
That's the
It
one
just-
thing that's a little bit different is you do hear their voices more.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to find them for cussing, but I've heard a ton of curse words.
Well,
Oh, you have?
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Well,
I-
the telecast has gone quiet for a split second.
I mean,
A lot.
Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we go on
edited
and on.
them out, yeah.
I actually liked it.
Now we look at the seeding because it's getting there already.
Yep.
Like you were saying, Rockets jumped from 6 to 4 seed in just 2 games, literally 2 games. It's crazy. So conferences right now, Eastern sits Bucks, Raptors, Celtics, which I said Celtics last game and
Yeah.
or last show, and y'all just fired me for it. And then Western is Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, and like we said, Rockets are just right there behind them. So those are going to come up really quick.
I think it's health.
Really quick.
It's just health.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver Nuggets are sitting players out. They're starters.
Right.
They're sitting them out for games just because they're already in the playoffs. There's no home court advantage. Zero.
No, and I think that's one of the things that's beneficial to Houston is having a location like that because Houston, the Rockets play with energy. They need that energy.
Small
and that's
ball.
one of the things I've noticed in their couple of games is they've been playing with great energy. Their energy has been fantastic. And that's what they need to play that brand of basketball. And so having one location where they don't have to
Yeah.
travel, they don't have, it's play, go to your room, rest, whatever.
It's like college.
That's beneficial for a game they play. Now, I don't think something like that will last in a playoff
Yeah,
series. I don't think they can do 4 games of that, but against high-level opponents. But I think it bodes well for the Rockets, obviously, in the way they've played.
How's your energy right now, Jeff? I just said
Well, you think
energy.
I'm
I
fired
pointed
up
to the
because of
Red
my
Bull,
Red
and
Bull?
did you just drink it? Is it empty?
Yeah.
Holy
he's-
smokes!
He's emptied it. And he
20
just asked for
minutes,
another one.
guys. He just opened that whenever we started the show.
I don't play around. Look, I'm
And he's
ready to
asked
get
for
it.
another
So
one.
you can do the shotgun thing.
I probably could shotgun a Red Bull.
Can you shotgun a Red Bull, Grant?
I don't know if I'd ever. I don't know if I don't know if I ever
Johnny.
want to.
Well, I mean,
I
look,
like my kidneys.
first of all, I don't think it was. It's not
I
sugar
like
free
these
though.
guys.
Ah,
Well, I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
two,
yeah.
so who cares, right?
I
can get rid
think.
of one.
Are y'all still sticking? Like, I was wrong from the last show.
Oh,
I was wrong. I said that Luka would score more than Harden. Harden had 49. All right, Luka still had a bunch, but Porzingis was high scorer with 39. That game there was no defense. It was just
0.
throw the ball up.
I mean,
right?
Luka had another triple double, which he has a lot of them. I think he's got the most for his time in the league as far as triple doubles go. The dude's always scoring triple double. He was 28, 12, and 10. It just doesn't. For whatever reason, the Mavericks are a young team. They do not play well at the end of the game, and it was proof of that when
they're
they play
young.
the Rockets.
They're young, and they'll get there. They'll get there. I don't think that they might get out of the first round. I told you they may surprise somebody out of the first round. The Rockets are going to get maybe to the Western Conference Finals again, and then choke as always.
If they surprise somebody in the first round, it would be a huge surprise because they would either be playing the Lakers
It's going to
or
be the Lakers or Clippers at
Yes.
this point. I don't know if they can move up. I'd have to look at the seeds or whatnot, but the Rockets are going to be 4, 5, 6. Dallas is going to be somewhere 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
You still sticking with your picks? Bucks. I'm going Bucks Clips.
Yeah.
We all said Bucks
Bucks
Clips, I
Clips?
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though the Lakers beat them,
But-
that was.
But I will
But
say,
But Lou
though,
Williams was gone. Lou Williams wasn't there, and
Harold didn't play.
Yeah,
Harold.
I will
So-
say, though, Toronto impressed me against the
Oh, they
Lakers.
look good. They look good.
Toronto can play, and Toronto could
And-
do some damage to Milwaukee, in my opinion.
Losing
Yeah, they
Leonard,
could. They could wear him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, losing Kawhi didn't do much for them.
And your
No.
boy Tatum on Boston, he had 5 points the first game, and then he balled out the second game. So if Tatum can play like that,
Look, y'all, the
Celtics can be
show's about to get
competitive.
really
What is
interesting.
Don't act like you don't
we
want
didn't
it.
look. We didn't bring you a knife to
Thank
shotgun it.
you.
Yeah.
You're
Don't
just
act like you
drinking
don't
it.
want it.
You're not even going to pass it to Grant?
You want a straw?
I
Grant,
don't,
let
I
me
don't want a
Bull.
Red Bull. No.
You don't want-
No Red Bull for me.
Why, thank you,
That's-
sir.
Man, I wonder if we could get her to shotgun that.
Is this for me?
Yes.
That would
Not
be
for me. I'm not
dangerous.
drink a Red Bull out of a straw.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. I do.
I do not.
Sorry.
Don't do that. I don't drink no Red Bull. Straw.
All right, moving on to the MLB. Like I said earlier, St. Louis Cardinals, man, they had to cancel their games throughout the weekend, and then of course moving forward too. I mean, what is going to go on with MLB? Like there hasn't been any safety precautions to take moving further along. Like the NBA has done so well. Like we said, the bubble and every concept like that is working, but the MLB just can't get it together. What's up, Manfred? Why
Pardon-
can't you have a plan?
Pardon my French, but it is a shit show.
It is.
I mean, even the play on the field is a shit show.
I don't think the players want to be there.
The batting averages of these teams is, I mean, it's pathetic. The fielding, the errors, I mean, everything, all the injuries.
Yep.
It's not just the Astros. It's every team. The only team that's playing decent is like Washington and the Yankees.
Aaron
And that's-
Judge is.
Oh, dude, yeah. And
Judge is on
unfortunately,
fire, bro.
Johnny,
Johnny's going off over
Johnny-
there.
my
Like,
boy Freddie, he loves
Judge
him
is
too.
on fire.
He is on fire. And
yes.
unfortunately, man, the way it's going right now, I do not see them finishing this season.
don't either.
Man. Like these injuries and with the New York's mess, Giannis Cespedes went missing.
yeah, that's nuts.
Just, I mean, didn't inform his team, didn't say anything. See you later. Packed his bags and got out.
You know, I mean, all these players, this is like all the movement that we're in right now in this pandemic has really given players like an edge and saying, you know, I get to choose where I play. I get to choose when I want to play. I get to choose what I want to play for, X amount of dollars, et cetera, et cetera. And it's given so many of these players like, okay, I have the right to speak out.
Right.
Yeah, and
And
I hate that. Like, I hate it.
They're taking
It's-
advantage of the
Oh,
system.
100%.
Like,
Like,
Yes.
everybody's voicing their own opinion, but we're not all raised in the same household, so everybody's opinion is different.
Right.
And so everybody feels like they need to voice their opinion. I'm going to do this because of this. I'm going to do this because of that. And I'm going to
Yeah.
do. And it's like, dude, listen. You had a job to do. Somebody pays you to do a job. You have like a lot of these a lot of these NBA players, MLB players, like they have businesses on the side, right?
Right.
So what if their employees said, "Hey, look here, I'm out.
Yeah. I don't feel like
And,
coming to work.
I don't feel like coming to work. Like I'm done
Yeah.
today." I mean, and they 2 or 3 of their businesses tank that they rely on because
Right.
of that. And they would, then they'd change their tune a little bit on, everybody has a right to say and do what they want to do. I totally agree with that. But man, when you are employed by somebody and you have a job to do, you're supposed to go out there and do your job.
Let me tell you, if I'm getting paid millions of dollars, okay, yeah, I'll go through the football. Okay,
OBJ's
I'll go to
comments were
practice.
ridiculous, but we'll get into the
I was
NFL.
literally about to. I would love for Grant to read what he had to say.
We're
about
still on
this.
MLB, and we'll get into that in a minute.
But the thing about Cespedes is, like you said, the players now have this freedom where they can just come and go as they want, it seems like. The thing that I don't like is once you've committed to the season, whatever your decision was, I'm playing, I'm not playing, you need to go through with that. Like, that's just like even Markakis coming back after he's saying he wasn't going to. I think they should be, no, man, you said you weren't going to play.
Well, they have the rules.
You gotta stay away.
If you guys don't go to our Facebook page, Sports with Balls on Facebook and Instagram, you guys go there. We're in conversations with everybody, all day long. Especially me. I had a conversation with a guy about this the other day, asking me if when Cespedes can he opt back in. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's going to get paid for his time that he's getting compensated for what he played. Mm-hmm. All right. Opting back in is a whole different story. And trading, if he demands a trade, you're just bringing in all sorts of different aspects, And then we're going to get into the Pac-12, and them 400 players being like, screw y'all.
Right.
It's where did they come? Like, when did you have an option?
I know.
Because there's a disease, all of a sudden you have an option not to play or to play. Look, it's like you said, Grant, either play or don't play.
The thing is, if a player opt out and then he wants back in, of course the organization, if they have better chances at winning, they're going to let him play.
I would love to see where these people are financially.
And I get that part about a team wanting them to come out, but I just think that when you've made the commitment, I'm not playing. Like, we've moved on from you. Like, we've decided you're not going to play.
You've already pulled up somebody from your minor league team or from your injury team.
We've made plans accordingly. You've decided that you want to play. We have adjusted our roster, and we've made plans accordingly that you would be there. Just this, all of a sudden, opting in and out, I mean, I just think it messes up game plans. It screws up teams.
Mark Mordman saw our Red Bulls. He said, throw some Jaeger in there.
Yeah? Oh, dude, I haven't had a Jaeger bomb in years. Oh, man.
Jaeger bomb.
That's one of those, like, when people post on Facebook, like, what's the last drink that, you would never drink again? That's one of those, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then they say, like, name your kid after the last drink or whatever.
What game is that?
I told y'all, the Red Bull.
What game is that? I don't remember that game.
See those
game?
You never see
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Name your kid after the last drink game.
Name your kid after.
That was weird.
Oh, Sports with Balls.
Do y'all never? Hey.
Oh my
Do y'all never see those on Facebook though? It's like name something after the last food you had, or name something after the last drink you had.
This
or
is
something
right
like
in line with the talking trash cans.
This
I mean,
is not.
right in line.
I have not seen that at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Name your
Someone
kid.
isn't on social media.
I like to support you, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, Lauren. Lauren had too much fun.
I bet
on the
sometimes Laura wishes she didn't talk.
Yeah.
Lauren, she's just like,
Too bad
I
she's
shouldn't
in
have
the
said anything.
She's
But aren't you glad I did?
just chug the Red Bull. Let's just have the rest of this. Just chug the Red Bull and just go.
Right.
Let's see. Let's just see what happens.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. I love it. What else we got?
All right, so we're gonna move on to the NFL.
No, okay. So before we move along there, after 10 games, I guess we said I don't think the season's going to make it. Grant, you say no?
If it continues the way it's going, no.
Yeah, because St. Louis just got 12 players positive.
Because I don't know how you can come back from that. If you've canceled series and teams aren't playing, I don't know how you can make that up.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's exactly where I was going. When you make it up, when you only have like 5 days off the entire 66-day span, how are you going to make it up with double headers? It's still not going to be enough.
And if you go to ESPN.com and you look up the schedule, it says that the Yankees were playing like the Nationals last weekend, which they weren't because they had to change the schedule. Like, it's all messed up.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I give it.
So some teams are going to finish playing 50 games and some are going to finish playing 55 or 6. Like,
Yeah,
I just don't know how that works.
I have no clue. I don't see how they're going to do it. It's that they would obviously go by win percentage and have play-in games, but man, it just, like I said from the very top, it looks like a shit show.
Yes.
Does it mean we're going to have a new commissioner soon?
I don't think so. I don't mind Manfred. I really don't. Everybody hates on every commissioner of every sport. Like, that's just the way it is.
It doesn't matter what he does.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
David Stern got booed.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
David Stern.
I
was
know,
just
but
about to
that's what
bring
I'm
him
they
saying.
up.
hated him, bro.
David
Remember the
Stern
draft?
got booed. David Stern got
him.
booed. I remember the big thing about David Stern one time. He made the dress code. that the
Yeah.
guys couldn't.
Yeah.
They had to dress
because
a certain
of
way,
Allen Iverson.
and they killed them.
Practice?
They killed them for it. They killed them for doing that, and I thought it was great. I thought it was a great thing they did because now the guys have fashion. They got all kind. They like to. You see all the pictures of them walking in pregame.
Yeah.
Like it's
a
been
business,
big deal.
man.
Yes.
Oh
been a big
yeah, and
deal now.
Westbrook definitely showed out on that part.
They've
for
definitely
sure.
relaxed, and Rob Manfred's the one that now has a more relaxed dress code.
Well, and I think these commissioners, Manfred, Goodell, all these guys, I think they need to take. We need to give them a break. Like this is unprecedented.
100%.
This nobody's ever been through this.
This is
ever.
very, very, very true, Grant. Like no one could have expected this. However, you should have some sort of plan for if anything, goes off the
Not an infectious worldwide disease.
no, but for the fact of saying having to push back a couple weeks of a season or having to, you should have protocols like that to take.
Then in that case, in Major League Baseball's situation, they should blame the players because Manfred brought up the bubble situation. He brought it
Yeah,
up
we
when
were
this
going to
first,
play
when
in
this thing first started,
Arizona or Florida.
and the players said no.
They said no.
They didn't want to do that.
And then we went to only the in-state, only
Correct.
regional teams, regional games, and
Correct.
the players agree with all that.
Correct, and they didn't want to do it. So to
I mean,
his
we
credit,
saw-
he tried.
We did see a million different proposals. 82 games, 50
Right.
games, 60 games, 72 games, all that stuff.
And I know I gave Adam Silver a bunch of grief whenever the NBA was going through all that, but I will give the NBA credit. The product that they're producing on TV
It's
looks,
the best
looks fantastic.
one yet.
Looks fantastic.
Dude, I have not seen a hockey game. Not even on television. Like even
I looked
searching,
for- I
even
looked for 'em. I
searching
couldn't
for it,
find
dude. I
'em.
could not.
Yeah.
And it's sad. I'm not trying to laugh, but man, there was a WNBA game on, and there was no
I know.
NHL.
I know.
I saw highlights from it, but that was about
Like,
it. That about it.
Speaking of Goodell, let's talk about some NFL and the guy that I think that Grant said would be all right with the Texans, Antonio Brown.
What do you do now?
Oh,
They upheld the
he's-
8-game suspension.
Yep.
Antonio
Okay.
Brown got suspended
Oh,
for 8
that's right,
games, and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's not appealing.
Why would he?
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's got like 5-6 different charges on him from all kinds of multiple stuff.
That's one of the things. You just take your punishment. You say yes, and you just shut up and do it.
That's not AB though.
He's
That's
gotta
never
be in the
been AB.
limelight.
Yeah, I know it's not him, but at some point, man, you just got to say, okay, I'll take my punishment and be quiet.
Yeah, but I mean,
Now, I don't think he'll be quiet. He's obviously taking his punishment. I don't think he'll be quiet, but yeah, I mean,
he
Now,
will get
I
signed.
know- I know
Somebody
that,
can sign him really, really, really cheap, like Cam Newton.
So he was working out with Wilson. We saw that. He was also I don't know if he was in conversations or also in practice with Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, yeah, they have been
They're
in
kind of
contact.
buddies, right?
And he told Antonio Brown that he would not mess up the locker room, and there's a different brotherhood that they have there. And he used the word brotherhood, said something different here. He would fit right in.
well,
So,
when
maybe
I think one of the things
That
about
would
that
be
is
dangerous.
it's either Antonio Brown's nephew or his cousin is Hollywood Brown, who's on the Ravens
Hollywood
right
Brown.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that relationship too, which makes a huge deal as far as welcoming into a locker room.
Can you just see though where Antonio Brown is now, and then say they're winning week after week, and just his head just getting bigger and bigger.
Well,
and
in
where he
his
would
last
be?
in Antonio Brown's last 16 games, he has 16 touchdowns. The guy can produce.
He can
Oh,
produce.
yeah,
he
he
can
can.
play.
I mean,
We
you
all know he
just
can
have
play.
You just have to have somebody that just.
Sit him down and just shake him.
I mean, if Bill
Just
Belichick
kidding.
couldn't get him right, I don't know who can, dude.
I think that was more Robert Kraft call than Bill Belichick,
Maybe.
in my opinion.
Maybe.
I think that was Kraft.
know.
Yeah, I think that was Kraft just saying, no, we
He had
can't
like
have this
105
guy.
yards and a
And-
touchdown in one game, and then they released him.
Yes, he played fantastic that game against Miami. He played fantastic. I was shocked that they got rid of him.
Yeah, me too. But moving on, man, New England Patriots now have 9 players that have opted out.
Speaking of New England,
This
Is there a fancier word for tanking to say other than the word
that's what
tanking?
people are saying. I don't know if they are taking.
I don't say
know.
I
they're
don't think it's that. I really think it's what we alluded to earlier with players having a voice and an opinion and saying, I don't want to do this, rather than, okay, we're going to just suck this season and rebuild for next year.
But all of them from the Patriots, though? Like, that's a lot of players from one
Yeah,
team
4
that
or
have opted
5
out.
get it, but 9. And if you think that's the last of it, then you're wrong.
I'm not going to say Bill Belichick is going to purposely lose games. That's not at all what I'm saying. I will say Bill Belichick is a genius, And I can see that guy figuring out a way to make it look like he's trying, but he's really not because, Trevor Lawrence is going to be
Right.
a draft pick next year. I mean, they're going to have 3 quality quarterbacks going to be available next year in the draft, and I think he's making a play
there's
for one of them.
45 players currently that are opted out. And we just got breaking news right before we came on air that the deadline to opt out is Thursday.
Yes.
So you have till Thursday, the NFL players, and of course McCarty, he's all pissed off about it, saying, why are they changing it back? But this is a business, like we were saying before. You're getting paid to play. So if I'm an owner of one of these franchises, I'm doing the same thing.
Right.
Hey, look, you have till this day, and then we're moving forward.
Yes.
Well, can they opt back in?
I don't know. I mean, it just came out to where the opt-out date is Thursday. I don't know about the opt-in options. I don't know their quarantine things. Like, I don't know if they're going to do what NBA does now with 1 day out and, get tested every day. And as soon as you're negative, you can come back. That would be
See,
the smartest.
And this goes back to what Odell Beckham,
Oh,
what we
yeah.
were saying earlier.
OBJ.
And
And he didn't opt out. He said this and did not opt out.
yeah, he did. You want to tell him what they said? What he said?
Oh, what am I? Oh, is this his?
This is what
This
he
is
had
his.
said.
Yeah, this is his tweet today.
Yeah, this is what he said.
We're not ready for football season. So why are we trying to push forward? It's obviously for their money. And that bothers me because there's always been this, and I hate saying it like that, but the owner's attitude is, we own you guys. And just kind of like that unfairness going on that they don't see us as a human. I just feel like the season shouldn't happen, and I'm prepared for it to not happen, and I wouldn't mind not having it.
And then,
But you don't opt out.
Yeah, and then he didn't opt
But
out.
you don't opt out.
Well,
Do you understand the words that I
I think one of the things about that too, though, from what I heard, that interview or what that was a couple weeks before he actually. This is what I read. This is what I heard. That happened a couple weeks before he actually saw the facilities and how the Browns were accommodating the players and their safety, and that's what I guess won him over to decide to play.
But I mean, when you say, we owe you guys, like as far as like, no, like you're getting to play the thing that you love the most. You're doing the thing that you love the most. Paid millions, and I mean, it is entertaining. Of course, it's sports. It's what it does. It takes you away for most people. But literally, you're getting paid to do it for millions of dollars.
Yeah. OBJ has always
if-
wanted. Look, he never should have taken that picture on the boat for the New York Giants. I mean,
Tony
it
Romo.
Or
has
the money
been-
deal with the LSU thing.
It's been a disaster ever since. Giving the money away at the LSU game. I mean, dude, the guy, he doesn't have the. I don't know how to say it, but he's just a lower level of the Antonio Brown. He loves the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
He just has to say something that's controversial, and then turns around and is like, no, I'm good. I'm not opting out. I'm fine.
Garrett said it's called being employee OBJ.
Yeah.
Well, I just wonder what I think you're going to start seeing maybe as part of it is who has a passion to play football and who doesn't.
Right.
And I might say, I obviously don't know him and never talked to him. Maybe he can convince me otherwise, but I just don't see a passion to play football from OBJ.
And that's what we kind of saw with MLB too, as far as players like holding off on the players union when they couldn't get on board with all of the proposals that were made. And then we saw when and where from Mike Trout. And then we said, okay, he wants to play. And then all the guys that have started following him and the other organizations doing that, those are the people that want to play. But whenever you see this, are players going to follow what he says, or they're going to be like, no, I'm here, I'm in it?
Somebody's over there winning some money. Did y'all hear that?
I know, I hear something going on.
Man, somebody just won a ton of money.
I'm
Y'all
telling
need
you,
to get up
every
here.
time we come here, I mean, it just gets
People are
livelier
loud.
and
People are
livelier
winning
and
something.
livelier.
I mean, I'm not winning
Aren't
this.
you about to go play?
I might play afterwards. I don't know. Mark, you were supposed to come up here and play. I know you're sitting there watching, but he didn't play. He didn't come up
Called
here.
you
and play.
out, Marky
I know.
Mark.
Like, I'm on live. I can call you out, bro. What's up? What's up, Joe? Where you at?
What do you got to say about it?
Uh-oh. Here comes the comments.
Oh,
But I'm on board with the owners on this. Thursday's an opt-out deadline. Let's get it done. I don't know about the opt-in. I can see a bunch of players doing it. If New England starts off 2-0, you're going to see 5 or 6 players opt back in.
But I could also see Bill Belichick saying, no, thank you.
Yeah.
We've moved on without you.
does this make it easier for Vegas odds?
That's going to be something. is seeing how this plays out that way.
Dude, they lost their ass the first NBA weekend, the opening weekend this past weekend. They got hammered because remember we said it on Thursday.
Yeah.
The overs, take the overs. This one guy won 13 overs. And he did half bets like over the half, over full, over third quarters. He took every over Rockets game. First quarter went over, second quarter went over, first half went over, third quarter went over, and full game went over.
Yes.
That's 4 bets right there. You just
Yes.
bet the over on every one of them.
Yep.
Mark said I'm coming next Monday.
Uh-oh.
See you next Monday, Mark.
Pelicans lead the Grizzlies 81-78. And speaking of the Pelicans, Zion, dude, they're saying he's fat, out of shape. I mean,
I don't understand
poor
why they
kid.
only played him
Dude.
15 minutes in the first game back.
I don't get that either.
they're just holding him.
I don't get it either. I
They
don't.
only got 8 games here.
Well, and I'm sure the NBA may be pissed a little bit because you're like, look, one of the reasons why we're doing this is
Marketable.
because we wanted you to play.
Yep.
So play that man. But yeah, I
Exactly.
don't understand why they don't. You know, it's like they're afraid for him to get out there
And hurt himself.
And I get it. I get being cautious, but man, at a certain point, you want to win.
They're only cautious because he came back positive one time. Or he left the bubble.
Well, he had an injury
He
too
left the
last year.
bubble.
Like, okay, look, when the Nike shoe blew up, he was injured during that, right, at Duke. Then he turns off his first year, and they hold him out because
Yes.
of an ankle or a knee injury. And now he's trying to come back. They're saying he's out of shape. And the guy really, I mean, he's had a few games where he did some spectacular things, and people were like, oh, my gosh, he's
Right.
the next LeBron James. But for the most part, he's been on the sideline.
And I don't understand it. I just don't.
Isn't Gentry their coach?
Alvin Gentry, yeah. I can get being like I said, I get being cautious, but if you're here, you're in the bubble because you have a chance.
Yep.
Right.
If it doesn't work out, he's got the rest of he's got however long to rest up and to heal and all that stuff. But they haven't played basketball in 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, dude, or I think it's 3 months, April, May, June. Yeah, let the guy play. Let the guy play.
mean-
And if I'm a teammate, if I'm a guy on his team, I'm pissed off because my number one guy, we're at the end of a game, and he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, coach, I'm here to win. I want to win. This
It's
is
an interesting
I'm where you're at.
concept. Like I said, the Nuggets, we reverted back to NBA, but the Nuggets are sitting out players. But for all intensive purposes, the bubble is working for the NBA. Now I know ratings are down and stuff like that because they lost a lot of. There's a lot of uproar about the, jerseys and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. But I think the NBA, out of the sports that I've seen so far, is doing it correctly.
And I wonder if the NFL is going back to the NFL. I wonder if the NFL is nervous at all, not doing a bubble situation, seeing what's going on with the
guarantee you
MLB.
they are. Look, so the Raiders came out today and said there are no fans in the 2020 games.
I know. It's crazy. They just
They're
built
brand new
this.
stadium.
I mean,
I
it's
feel
just like
bad.
your Rangers.
Just like the Rangers.
Just
yeah,
like
I
your
know.
Rangers. And that stadium's beautiful. Have you been to Vegas and seen it?
I have not.
I've just
I
seen the
have not.
pictures
Oh,
of
okay,
it.
okay.
It looks like a
Yeah.
badass stadium.
Seriously.
I
Seriously.
haven't been to Vegas in a while,
But I would go and watch a game. I would want to go to the Vegas and watch a Raiders game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's for. It's for
Right.
people. They'll plan their trips around. If you're from Houston and the Texans are playing the Raiders, you're going to
Oh.
plan your Vegas trip around that game.
Yeah,
And that's
for
what it's
sure.
for. It's a great idea.
I mean, if you're in Vegas, if you just happen to be in Vegas at the time and you find seats, like you're gonna go.
Well, if you're an NFL fan in general and there's a game on that Sunday,
Oh,
You're
absolutely.
going.
You're
it doesn't
going.
matter if it's the Bengals and the Raiders. you're going.
You
I
kin-
mean, you got Burrow this year.
it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird where we're at now. You kind of look at that. That was a given, right? Like you're going to be able to go watch an NFL game. And now we're at a point where he's just kind of like,
That's-
you're dreaming. You're like, man, maybe we'll
I
be able to
wish.
go watch a
Wish I
NFL
could.
game in person. You know what I mean? Just
Or at a
because
bar.
who
Can't
knows,
even do that
who
right now.
knows whenever something like
You
that
can play
will
some
legit
poker.
happen
Prime
again.
Social. Come
Yeah,
play some
come
poker.
play
They got
some poker at
TVs.
Prime Social. That's true.
They're watching the
Big
Pelicans
TV.
game on right now.
Yeah.
Big TV. This sucker's big.
Speaking
behind us.
of players opting out and things going on,
this TV, this sucker's big, man.
we, got a,
Laura,
we got a big TV behind us.
You want to?
oh
What
my
do you do?
gosh, dude, we're gonna have to change the name of the show.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving right along.
We got balls.
The NCAA, the Pac-12 players making some serious demands. I don't know if you guys have read up on this. It is an extensive manual that they have turned in about demands. I'm talking anywhere from money, COVID stuff,
Yeah.
like where their conferences are, what teams are allowed in. There's over 400 players,
It's nuts.
coaches, and assistants that are on board with this thing.
I tell you what.
This is an interesting dude. This could have major impacts on college football.
Here's the thing about it that I don't want to start getting too into the weeds on this, but I will say this is what happens when you do the woke stuff like this, where you are trying to do this is in terms of doing that and trying to have these guidelines out, they could end up damaging women's sports as a result.
Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish, because Title IX, they could almost be in violation of Title IX by the policies and the things that they're looking for, splitting up revenue. I mean, man, that's
what was so broke with the system. That the only thing that people were concerned about prior to COVID was that the college players were not getting paid, right?
Yes.
So then they came up with, all right, well, we're going to get you guys, y'all can take endorsements.
Yes.
Right? And now we all know that's top 5% of the players. Like most of
Right.
the college football players won't even come close to that. But so what's the problem? Why all of a sudden, like we said, 30 minutes ago, why all of a sudden are all these people so entitled? I'm finding it really hard to understand where they're like, you know what, I'm an athlete, so I'm entitled.
Well, the thing is that they're looking these NCAA players are looking up to the professional sports athletes, and they're like, well, if they're doing that, shoot, I'm training basically to be that, so I have an opinion too. I have a voice too. This is my health.
You're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot.
Yes, you will. You'll end up, and I'll say this: as people know that have watched the show, I'm a big Longhorn guy. Longhorn football players and the athletes on the campus did something similar. To their credit, and to University of Texas credit, they came to an agreement on some things. The players didn't get everything they wanted, but they got a lot. University got to keep some stuff like the Eyes of Texas and all that. They've said, looks good, thank you, let's play now.
Right.
And
Resolved.
you're right. So I give both sides credit on that. I just hope it gets to a point with the Pac-12 where it does that. The only thing is you have a contract as a scholarship player to play according to your scholarship.
Isn't Oregon in the Pac-12?
Yes.
Okay. Don't they have one of the top track teams in the nation constantly?
Yes.
What happens to those guys, man? These guys going for the Olympics.
Right. Well, and then
Stanford. Their football team is Stanford golf, something like that.
Stanford has eliminated 11 of their teams.
I mean, prime example of you talk about AB being poisonous in the locker room or to an organization. Well, in general, if you bring drama to a team, if you bring drama to any organization, they're not going to want you. So if you're causing all of this in college, think about it. Think about your future.
Yeah, I mean, whoever came up with this manifest for them, all these demands, these are some serious demands. I mean, you're talking about changing the landscape of college football with this manifest they turned in. It is like, dude, what happened to just playing football, man? It's just, so if my son is 5 years old, when he starts playing in high school, in 10 years, when he's 15, am I going to start asking for money?
Right.
From the high school, being like, hey,
right.
no, I'm going to hold him back from playing.
Yeah.
Dude, what? No, just go play some football.
And I'll say in the students' defense, I know the way that the atmosphere is now, and students are having some things that are important to them, and they want to go after. I get all that. But at a certain point, you start damaging your own product by all the demands that you have.
You're going too far.
Yes, you're going too far.
Agreed.
And in Title IX, you could greatly affect Title IX. If people don't know what Title IX is, look it up. It relates to women's sports in comparison to men's.
Equal opportunity.
It could damage Title IX significantly. Absolutely.
Get them, Grant.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to bring up, just after that NCAA, the UFC. I wanted to bring up this, you guys. Do you think they're having too many fights?
Yes.
This is out of control.
You don't know who's winning what.
I have no clue of who.
I do.
Tuesday night, right? They're like, all of a sudden on my Facebook feed and on ESPN, it'll be like, so and so's fighting. I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
It's Tuesday.
I thought they just finished.
Yeah, I was like, hold
I don't
on.
know.
Oh, what's
Oh,
up?
speaking of hold on. Oh.
What we got?
Oh my gosh, I'm
Seafood
getting
platter.
a seafood platter.
There you go.
Whoa.
What
we
did you
got?
said it was sea bass?
Mussels.
So what it is a redfish.
Redfish.
Mussels. Oh my God.
Get over
Looking
there, Gabe, so they can see.
delicious. Oh
Scallops
my word.
and shrimp.
Boom.
Blackened, and it's in a lemon butter cream sauce.
Oh my goodness, this looks absolutely delicious. My mouth is watering. For those of you that don't know, I'm
Damn.
pescatarian.
How much
meaning
is
I
how
only
much
eat
is the
fish
seafood platter?
in regards to meat? So they made
26.
So this is
$26.99.
$26.99. Oh my gosh, it looks so delicious.
What we got here?
Here we go with this is the New York strip.
New York strip.
New York strip,
which
baby.
I told y'all. I
right.
think it's $22.99 for the New York strip. And the filet mignon,
You say it.
$19.99 for the filet mignon. It all comes with asparagus, mashed potatoes. Obviously, the fish comes with some mixed vegetables. Dude,
And
what are you
rice.
doing over here, bro?
Oh my gosh, more! Holy smokes,
supposed
they
to
are
do with all
hooking us
this?
up, guys. Come join us, please, at Prime Social
Yeah,
right now.
if y'all
Have
are in
some
the
food
area
with
at Prime
us.
Social, y'all come up here and
Like,
eat.
this looks absolutely delicious.
Jeez.
I cannot
Wow.
wait. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Y'all don't touch it. We're going to take pictures with food in a minute.
This
I'm
is
just like, Grant, I just
unbelievable.
want to
Wow.
dive in so bad. But
I'm gonna
hey,
do it.
like,
I'm going to do what I did last time, and when Grant does his history, I'm going to start
Well-
eating.
Yeah, you weren't paying much attention.
and speaking of history, we definitely want to get into that really quick, right?
Yeah, Grant, you want to hit us with some knowledge on what happened this day?
And
I
who it's
can do
brought to
that.
you by?
Oh, yeah. Brought to you by Mr. Applewhite, Joe Applewhite Realty. If you're considering a move or know somebody that is, call Joe Applewhite, Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. Mention Sports with Balls. He's going to help pay for your move. It's Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. All right, Grant, what you got today?
As you know, today's August 3rd, 2020. 2020. Can 2020 get over
Any-
Oh, okay.
pretty quick, please?
History of this year.
Yes, August 3rd. So we got a few things. I actually had to scale it down a little bit. We had a lot of cool stuff going on. So, but we got a few here. So August 3rd, did you know that in 1989, this is local, Cincinnati Reds set an MLB record for most hits in a first inning with 16 hits. And they ended up getting 14 runs in an 8-1 rout of
in one inning?
Wow.
one inning.
Whoa.
And they ended
What
up
year was
winning
that?
1989.
Dome. That's at the Dome.
Oh, okay. So 31 years ago
Yep.
this year.
Yeah, they beat the Houston Astros 18-1. Got 16 hits in the first
Ouch.
inning.
Wow. Yeah, ouch to us.
Oh, in the first inning, too.
First inning.
I wonder how many
bro.
pitchers we went
Oh,
through.
man.
How many pitchers do we like?
Yeah, let's move on to that next factoid
Damn,
you got
Grant.
going
You
on.
just had to throw that in there?
16 hits, 14
I want to pull up
runs.
some Texas Rangers
14.
stuff next
I'm
time.
sure there's a lot of embarrassing history. Another
fly
Major
ball
League
go?
Baseball. Yeah, exactly. Don't get me, man. See, you get me going on that shit every time. I don't want to
It's like,
talk
don't
about
bring
it.
Yeah,
up
and I
my
could see him in
Rangers.
his
I don't
head.
wanna talk
look,
about
watching the television and going, "What is he doing?"
Dude, that ball went up. I was like, I was so pissed, man.
Sorry.
I don't want to get into it.
All right.
Okay, so another Major League Baseball, and this one's pretty big as far as history goes. On August 3rd, in 1921, did you know that MLB commish Kennesaw Landis hands out life bans to 8 Chicago White Sox players accused in the Black Sox
Oh
scandal?
yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Despite the fact they were acquitted by a Chicago jury.
Yep.
So the jury found him not guilty, but the commissioner, which he was the first to land this down, Kennesaw Landis. If anybody doesn't know, look up the Black Sox scandal.
Yep.
That's
That's
like
why
you said.
Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame.
Correct, and that's one of those things. Shoeless Joe.
Yep.
I mean, people say Shoeless Joe should be in the Hall of Fame, and he's not, and this is the reason why.
Gambling.
We got some Olympic things going on. 1984. Did you know that on August 3rd, Mary Lou Retton scored a 10 for a
Get
final
'em.
vault to win the individual all-around in LA Olympics and become the first. I didn't know this. Became the first American woman to
Yeah.
win an Olympic gymnastics
I
medal.
remember that.
Yep.
That was pretty
I
solid.
did.
I do remember that. The LA one. It was, 'cause that was like the first
Amazing.
major televised one for the United States because it was
Yes.
in the United States.
Yeah.
So she was inducted into the Houston Sports Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah.
I got to meet her. Super, super cool gal.
Are you
Yeah.
taller than her?
Yes. Yes, she's like, what,
I bet
like
a lot of
4'8"?
people are
Yeah,
taller
she's
than her.
tiny.
She's like 4'8",
She's
4'9".
tiny.
She
Yeah.
has
Tiny.
the biggest smile,
Yeah.
sweetheart, anyways.
And
Good
then,
for her.
And then
Yeah.
this one is a big one, another Olympic one. August 3rd, did you know that in 1936, American sprinter Jesse Owens wins the 100 meters in 10.3 seconds in front of Adolf Hitler at the Berlin Olympics?
Oh.
His first of 4 gold medals. So
Damn.
that was huge. That was huge. When that
Big.
happened.
It's kind of scary.
And then, of course, today, August 3rd, it's almost the way the sports has been today, it's almost kind of been like a holiday, I guess, if it's been made such a big deal. Today, Tom Brady was born in 1977.
Today,
Birthday for Tom Brady.
Was born.
He was born in San Mateo, California. 6 Super Bowls, 3 MVPs, 14 Pro Bowls, 3-time All-Pro. I could go on and on and
Yeah,
on.
dude, go on forever with
But
Tom.
Tom Brady, born in San Mateo.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mouth?
I bet you Tom
Damn.
Brady can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, bet he can, bet he can. And also, it's funny because he tweeted out today. He was like, "Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I think I can get a new phone now." He has the iPhone 6 from 2014.
It's crazy. That's nuts.
Hey,
Come
Austin.
on, bro.
Austin said you can't have enough fights. There are tons of people that want to beat the shit out of each other.
As far as UFC goes, yeah, that's true.
It's just, man, it's constant. There's a constant update. There's a constant fight every night. Like, so-and-so's this up and come. I'm like, dude, look. Like, this is too much. It used to be once a month. There was a main event. It was called UFC 249 or whatever, and it was huge, and you got to, you're waiting for it.
It doesn't make it special.
Yeah, and now it's like, dude, these guys are fighting every night, all day. Like, it's like the NBA. They're on at like 12:30.
Right.
Speaking
On
of
a
fighting,
Tuesday.
did you see about Emmett Smith? Emmett Smith and his
That's a great
That's a hell of a
transition.
segue. Sorry,
Wow.
Emmett.
It's so sad.
Emmett Smith
One of the
did,
greatest.
his wife filed for divorce.
Yeah, after
Me and-
20 years, and we were talking about that today in the group text. How his
Yep.
son just committed to Stanford.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
mean,
how
and
that's
me
gonna
and
work
me and
out.
Grant said that it's probably. I mean, it finally has an empty nest. Like, whatever. Wait till his kid went to school,
I
because
think-
you just don't get out of something like that.
Yeah.
No, I think they have one. I think they have one more that's still in the house. I think they have a young child. But yeah, I mean, most of the kids are out now, so who knows? But yeah, that's
20-something years.
Did y'all
Emmett
catch
Smith.
that Peyton's Places on him? Did y'all watch that this past season?
I don't know if I've seen. Oh yeah, when the rushing record one.
Yeah, they went to Emmett's house, and he has
Oh, yeah.
all he has like
All those
all
He
of
went to
his
a storage
jerseys.
room. Yeah, he went to a storage
yes,
room.
and he collects all of them and has them like wrapped up in every ball signed, everything that he's
Yeah.
ever touched, basically.
yes.
Kind of crazy.
Yep. If you haven't seen Peyton's Places, do it. And if you haven't gone to Sports with Balls, go to Sports with Balls on our Facebook page or Instagram. Watch us up on YouTube. We've got all of our shows on YouTube now, thanks to Johnny. So, yeah, we're live every Monday and Thursday. Look us up, like us. I mean, if you're already watching us, that means you probably like Sports with Balls.
Something cool about Emmett. I was at his game when he beat the rushing record.
How is that cool about Emmett?
Yeah, I
Is
was at that game.
How is that cool about Emmett?
Well, it's just
Well,
cool
it's cool
because
that he
I
got to
was there.
experience it.
Oh, it was cool about you.
Well,
it was cool that he got to experience
I would
it,
really
right?
didn't get your attention if I said, "Well, you know what's cool about me?" You would have just kept talking. So I said, "You know what's cool about Emmett?" And then that kind of paused everybody. So then I got to talk. So
There you
yeah,
go.
Oh my gosh.
thinking.
Oh, that's Grant's history.
Speaking
That's
of,
right.
yeah, that's
Yes.
Grant's
That's
history.
Yeah, that's my
history.
sister.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah,
Speaking of
yeah,
fighting,
yeah.
the Tyson fight, so far it's going to be $49.99. And Roy Jones, they had an interview with
Oh, are
him.
you selling it today? It's
no,
going to be
it's just-
$49.99.
I thought it was going to be $100 and something dollars, and the reason that it's not is because they're going to wear headgear.
Which is stupid.
This is unbelievable. Man.
I like it.
It keeps getting worse and worse.
It does, and
I
I,
like
think
it.
that's why it's $49.99 because there's no knockout punches allowed, and you're gonna wear headgear.
Yes.
I don't know, dude. And then Tyson keeps saying like, "Well, I only know one way to fight," but it's like, dude, he's wearing headgear, and if you try to knock him out, the ref's gonna stop the fight.
Right.
It's gonna. I mean,
Well-
at first it was Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, and then everybody was stoked, and it was like,
Now
it's
it's
going
like,
to be
doo,
8
doo, doo.
rounds. You're like, okay, and it's like it's going to be an exhibition. You're like, okay, and now it just makes it worse.
Well, that's $49.99, but these are a lot cheaper, and you can get more bang for your buck for sure. These look so
I didn't
delicious.
know about this seafood platter.
I am so excited to try it. Jeff, you got the prices on these bad boys, so everyone
Yes,
can come out and try
I
them here
do.
at Prime Social.
New York strip $29.99, mashed potatoes, asparagus, bone-in pork chop $22.99 with mashed potatoes and asparagus. The seafood platter,
Woohoo!
shrimp, mussels,
Lauren's excited about
redfish,
Scallops. Oh, I'm so
Scallops.
excited to dig in. That
I mean,
looks
this thing's-
delicious.
It's everywhere.
I had no idea
That's
it was coming.
27? 26.99, $27. Oh, but remember, nobody deals with change anymore.
Yeah,
so
no.
I know no one touches that stuff.
Nobody's
no
gonna
one
change
touches that
anymore.
stuff.
Filet mignon, $19.99. Mashed potatoes and asparagus, and on the very end, you've got your ribeye, $22.99. Mashed potatoes and asparagus. So,
And
thanks
Jeff-
again. Appreciate it, Gabe. Gabe's the cook up here, and man, look at this stuff.
Yes, for sure. Jeff knows it all. Whenever you come in, he will be serving you.
I'll be at the
tonight.
poker
No, I'm
table. I'm
just
gonna try to
kidding.
win some money tonight. I need some money.
He's gonna win some money tonight.
Y'all,
My
I'm gonna
wife,
send it
my
out.
wife, my wife just texted me. My wife just texted me. She says, "OMG, that food looks so good."
Ask her which one she wants. I mean,
in.
dude, like you can take it
Yeah.
home. I think. I mean, I'm not eating all this. There's
I don't
no
know
way.
about you. I'm about to dive into this seafood.
Well, we
platter.
want to thank you
Fantastic.
guys for listening to Sports with Balls, paying attention to us. We're here every Monday and Thursday, like I said, 7 o'clock. Hey, listen, Thursday's show is going to be badass. We are at Chapman and Kirby, and we're with Chris Amez. Joe Applewhite is going to be there. Mark, I think, is going to be there. A bunch
crew.
of our sponsors are going to be there. We're going to be
Come
there.
out.
I
Come
think
enjoy it
I
with
might have a
us.
special guest going to be there, too.
Ooh.
Oh.
So it's
Well,
going to be
I'm
fun
there. I'm
Thursday
there every
night.
time. I'm there every time. Don't worry, man.
So Thursday night at Chapman and Kirby, we will be there. Thank you, Lauren. This is a great show. As always, I love it.
This is so much fun. Yes, thank you so much again for the Red Bulls, for all the food. Can't wait to dive in. Thanks for joining us again. Come next Monday. Seriously, so much
Come
fun
play
in
some
here.
poker. Listen to us. Listen to us chat
Come
about
join
some
us on
sports.
Thursday too.
We'll see what Lauren's up to with a Red Bull next week.
Hey, I will say she got this second one in her. Started going up a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. We got to do
Started going up.
we can have somebody contact Red Bull. Andy, I know Andy and Joe, both of y'all know Red Bull.
The
Yeah,
energy.
I used to work there, but
The energy.
that was a long time
I
ago.
wonder what it's used to.
Rude.
All right. Thank y'all for watching Sports with Balls. We'll see you guys Thursday.
Drop
We
a
out.
like. We out.
Peace.
in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls.